Hare Krishna, Amritananda Prabhu, you are there? Hare Krishna Prabhu. Amritananda Prabhu, you are on mute. Hare Krishna.
We can't hear Amritananda Prabhuji.
He is on. Yeah, his video and audio is muted or something. I don't know. Maybe make him co-host. Probably that settings. Maybe let me check. Okay, Prabhu is getting ready, I think. Okay. Amritananda Prabhu. We're not able to hear you, Amritananda Prabhu. Any settings? Try now, Amritananda Prabhu. Still muted, I think. Otherwise, join over the phone. Otherwise,
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can you hear me?
yes. Now we can. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Sorry for the
No
technical
problem.
difficulties. Okay. So
Thank you, Prabhu. Go ahead. Please start.
So what we'll do today is, first of all, I'd like to offer my respectful obeisances to all the devotees and people who have joined this morning. You have taken the decision to engage in satsang. There are so many other activities that you could be doing, but you made this decision. And then if you try to deconstruct how we came about doing this decision, you will see that determination plays a very important role. So decisions that are taken on basis of determination tend to have better outcomes and results. And this topic, determination, is also very appropriate, especially now. The new year has just started. We are on the second day of the new year. So in the second day of the new year, it is almost a habit. Most of us, what we do is when the new year comes, we think, wow, it's a new leaf. Every time the calendar is changing the dates, then on one day, the dates change the whole calendar. So you have to throw the 2021 out and there's a new calendar. So it's like a new leaf and a new beginning. So what we do is we say that, fine, whatever we had been doing in the past, things that didn't go right, let's try and correct it now in the new year. So we have something called New Year's resolution. And whatever your resolution may be, either to improve my health, I want to lose weight, I want to put on muscles, whatever. I want to be more careful with my finances. I want to, I promise to keep in touch with my friends and relatives and whatever be that. So there is this resolution that we make in the New Year's time. Now, typically, and most of us have had this experience, definitely I've had the experience. And oh, I see my mother has joined. She's my Siksha Guru. Dandavat Pranam Mama. So coming back, so we make all these resolutions, and then we also have these experiences that resolutions don't really go that far. So we may wonder why, and we've tried to examine it, why this happens, that we can't be more determined and that force can't carry us through. So that's what we'll cover in today's topic. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, let me share my screen first. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes,
Someone
Prabhu.
please confirm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we're going to be discussing today, determination. And determination, we all have the experience of determination in varying degrees. But what is it that the Shastras, what's the Vedic principle of determination? And when we talk about the Shastras, where everything is distilled, the Shastras are really huge. It's like an ocean of knowledge. And the essence, when it is distilled and condensed, that particular book is called Bhagavad Gita. So Srimad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, as written and purports as given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So what are Krishna's instructions on determination? Shri Krishna is the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. There are many instructions. So that's the whole topic today, this theme, and how we could apply it, what he has given, whatever we understand today, how we could apply it in our day-to-day lives, our day-to-day lives related to sadhana, spiritual activities, material activities, whatever it is that we do. How could we have this force of determination, which will not just initially be a thrust, but can last us a steady thrust all throughout our lives, whatever we have decided on. So the specific chapter is 18, and it covers 3 texts, 33, 34, 35. So now I'm going to get to Veda base. I have changed the screen. I hope it is visible to you. If not, someone please let me know, and then we'll see what we could do about the technical snags.
You can see, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you, Krishnanam. Dhritya yaya dharayate manaha pranendriya kriya yoge navaya bhicharinya dhritiha sapartha satviki. Anyone would like to chant? Don't feel shy. Please try it. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about the pronunciation, but just the sound vibration and your attempts that you make makes Krishna very happy. So if someone would like to try, please chant it.
Dhritya yaya dharayate manah pranendriya kriyaah yogena avyabhicharinya dhrutis sapardha satviki.
Thank you, Prabhu. Synonyms: Dhritya, determination; Yaya, by which; Dharyate, one sustains; Manaha, of the mind; Prana, life; Indriya, and senses; Kriyaha, the activities; Yogena, by yoga practice; Avyabhicharinya, without any break; Dhritiha, determination; Sa, that; Partha, O son of Partha; Satviki, in the mode of goodness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O son of Pritha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness. Purport. Yoga is a means to understand the Supreme Soul. One who is steadily fixed in the Supreme Soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, and sensory activities on the Supreme, engages in Krishna consciousness. That sort of determination is in the mode of goodness. The word avyabhicharanya is very significant, for it indicates that persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness are never deviated by any other activity. 18.34 Yaya tu dharma kamarthan Tritya dharayate arjuna prasangena falakankshi Dhritiha sa partha rajasi. Anyone would like to try, please? Okay. Synonyms: Yaya, by which; tu, but; dharma, religiosity; kama, sense gratification; arthan, and economic development; dhritya, by determination; dharyate, one sustains; Arjuna, O Arjuna; prasangena, because of attachment; phala akankshi, desiring future results; dhritiha, determination; sa, that; partha, O son of Pritha; rajasi, in the mode of passion. But that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion, O Arjuna. Purport. Any person who is always desirous of fruitive results in religious or economic activities, whose only desire is sense gratification, and whose mind, life, and senses are thus engaged, is in the mode of passion. The next text, 18.35. Yaya swapna bhaya shoka vishadha madam evacha na vimyunchati durmedha dhritiha sa partha tamasi. Would anyone like to chant this word?
Ya swapnam bhayam sokham vishadam madam evacha na vimunchati durmeda dhruti sapardatamasi.
Thank you, Prabhu. Synonyms: Yaya, by which; swapnam, dreaming; bhayam, fearfulness; shokam, lamentation; vishadha, moroseness; madam, illusion; eva, certainly; cha, also; no, never; vimunchati, one gives up; durmedha, unintelligent; dhritiha, determination; sa, that; partha, O son of Partha; tasmai, tamasi, in the mode of ignorance. Translation: and that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion, such unintelligent determination, O son of Pritha, is in the mode of darkness. It should not be concluded that a person in the mode of goodness does not dream. Here, dream means too much sleep. Dreaming is always present, either in the mode of goodness passion, or ignorance. Dreaming is a natural occurrence. But those who cannot avoid oversleeping, who cannot avoid the pride of enjoying material objects, who are always dreaming of lording it over the material world, and whose life, mind, and senses are thus engaged, are considered to have determination in the mode of ignorance. Let's get back to the meeting. Om Agnyantimirantasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadanayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parichana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishnabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So once again, thank you everybody. So we read these texts, translations, and purport. So what are the lessons that we hope to cover to get from this knowledge? Okay. So our learning focus is background. Let us understand what is determination, what causes determination, and the effect. The next is the types of determination. Different people, as I told you, have different levels of determination. So, determination based on the personality type, determination based on the goals. So we'll examine this. Then we have how to be determined. All of us have had this experience. Either our determination, as I mentioned, is very steady and it pushes us further and further. Or, as it said in this report I was reading, most New Year's resolutions last for 3 to 4 months. Just think about it. We say, yes, we're going to start the year, whether it's going to the gym or whatever it is. So 3 to 4 months is the time where is that, the force of that determination. So the question is how to be determined. It may seem a little redundant because all of us have had this experience of being determined. But when I say how to be determined, it's that continuity, the force which will last and not just be for like a momentary flash. Then the points to meditate on related to determination. What people who have realized, who who understand the Shastras. Shastras is just knowledge, whether it is the Vedic culture, whether it is the Abrahamic religions of Islam and Christianity, the Old Testaments, whether it's the Quran, the Bible, whether it is Guru Granth Sahib, whatever it is, scriptures. Scriptures are the books of knowledge. They are the library of knowledge. So what are the lessons taught by the gurus, by the sadhus? These are persons who not only have studied and scrutinized the scriptures, but have applied it in their day-to-day living. And when they apply it, they have realization. And from realization comes wisdom of what to do, where, when, how. So what are the points that they make related to determination? And then finally, we will have question answers, group discussions. Of course, I know talking in public is a little bit most people are kind of shy. But over here, we are just learning. Today, I'm sitting here sharing with you my realizations, my practices, and most importantly, in the framework of these gurus, sadhus, and shastras. So what I'm doing over here is I consider myself to be like a loudspeaker. The sound is coming out from my mind. My brain is telling me what to do, but the actual signal is coming from the gurus, sadhus, and shastras. And the prayer which I just did, the Mangala Charan prayer, which we just sang 2-3 minutes ago, that Mangala Charan is asking the Guru Parampara right up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna and Radharani, to please bless me that I say only whatever is there in the framework of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Because the moment my mind and my intelligence comes into play, then it becomes speculation. And that speculation may interest your minds, but it won't last. So when I'm speaking based on what Guru Sadhu say, it is realized knowledge, it is the truth that has a longer effect, and that brings about transformation. So when I'm sitting here sharing with you, this entire session, this entire topic will become more meaningful when we have question answers, when all of us participate. I may have an answer, somebody else may have an answer. How is it you're determined? So and so forth, okay? So again, it is to acknowledge, and all credit is to Swami Prabhupada. We wouldn't be here, as simple as that, discussing this topic or doing anything else related to spiritual activities if it wasn't for Swami Prabhupada. Then my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, I prepared for today's class based on his lecture. Last night, Krishna Namanand Prabhu called me. I was a little nervous to say that, I don't have enough time to prepare. And he sent me links, but I really didn't have time to prepare on those links. So I was listening to Guru Maharaj's lecture. I went back to that. And then I made these points, and this is what I have made the presentation. Then, of course, our dear Gauranga Priya Prabhu, he has prepared Bhagavad Gita notes, an analytical study about the entire Bhagavad Gita. So if somebody is interested, you could always ping me, or you could write WhatsApp or whatever it is. I'll send you the link over there, right? So we'll go through these 4 points, and let's see determination, cause and effect of determination. What causes determination? What is the effect of having determination? Here's the cause. First is we need knowledge. Without knowledge, how can you be determined? Determined for what? Okay. The second thing is that knowledge, when we get, it brings about inspiration. So for example, New Year's resolution, I want to go to the gym and I need to lose 20 pounds. Okay, I'm overweight. Now I have this knowledge that I'm overweight. I also have knowledge, either my doctor has told me, hey, that's not good. You're at a risk for heart attack. You need to lose weight. So I have that knowledge. Okay. And God forbid, sometimes, now most of the times, we also seem to get a knowledge from the University of WhatsApp, half-baked knowledge, or, either half-truths or complete lies. Anyway, so you get knowledge. When that knowledge comes, there's an inspiration. What is this inspiration? That inspiration is something which triggers us to do something about what we have heard. So that inspiration will come at the mental level. We feel that, yeah, abhi kuch karne ke hai. So that from knowledge comes inspiration. Then that inspiration gives us a purpose. My purpose is I need to lose weight, right? So knowledge, inspiration, purpose, and then we have an anticipated outcome. Now, many a times people go to the gym because they want a beach body. They call something beach body for summer, so that they can go on the beach and in their shorts or their bikinis or whatever, show off their body instead of being all flabby. So the beach body, that's the anticipated. So they have this vision in their mind. This is how I look. Or whatever be the goal that we are pursuing, there is that outcome. So if you say that, yes, no, I need to save more money so that I can go for a vacation, whatever be that. So you have an anticipated outcome that I need to save $20,000 and then I'll be able to go to whatever, Europe tour or something. And then you have that vision with you, that anticipated outcome. So this is how it is caused, that determination. So this all factors come together and determination is born, so to say. What is the effect of determination? First is it regulates. Most important, it regulates. So we have been doing something. We have been sitting in front of the TV, eating all those chips and everything, putting on weight. What they say? Couch potato. We are becoming a couch potato, eating potato chips. Then we say, no, this is not right. I have to regulate it. So instead of sitting and just lying around, I say, I'll become active. So I regulate my lifestyle. Then when I start regulating, I get motivated. I go to the gym, I'll go on the treadmill, on the bicycle, whatever it is, I'm running. And then when I do it, I start sweating. My perspiration, it feels good. All those endorphins are released. So that motivates me. Motivation is like a power which is pushing you. Then from that comes activate. So this whole thing of regulating, motivating, and activating. Activating is what activate comes from the word action. We take action. It just doesn't remain in our head over here. Many years ago, when I first came to the US, I got conned with the TV ads. They have that lose weight by doing nothing. Trim your belly and get six-pack abs and all that. So I told my wife, yeah, let's get it. So they gave some scientific nonsense that it's a belt which gives current shocks. You get it? You have to wear it. That's it. Just wear the belt and you'll get six-pack abs. And the scientific reason explained behind it is that when it gives the electrical current, the muscles contract. And it's the same thing as doing, whatever, those exercises, crunches, and so on and so forth. So I said, hey, this is superb. Without doing anything, you'll get a six-pack ab. So went and purchased that, ordered it, mail order, it came. And it used to give shocks. Shocks means not that severe, but so uncomfortable. And it just turned out to be a fraud. So activate means you have to get up off that chair, not just put a belt and think that shortcut. No, there's no shortcuts. You have to go through whatever is that. There's a saying in the gym, there was this, no pain, no gain. So you have to, and that pain is not physical alone. More importantly, it is mental. We really need to shift whatever we are doing. We are all creatures of habit. Get rid of the old habits, the new one, which is better for us. How we know it's better for us? Because we have the knowledge, inspiration, purpose, and we have that anticipated outcome in our mind. Then it comes to the types of determination. Now, the types of determination are based on goals and personality. So if we see goals, there are material goals. So I was talking about, I gave the examples of the gym or financial, whatever it be, anything related to the body is a material, matter. That's the basic difference between matter and spirit. Okay, so it is bodily based and it is multi-directional. Someone may say, I want to have a great body. Someone will say, I need to have a better job. Someone else may have, whatever. I want to have more peace of mind. Everyone is looking for peace of mind. People are looking for peace of mind, but they give others their peace of mind. But I'm looking for peace of mind. Then, because it is multi-directional, it's like all over the place. You could have one or more. It's always changing. So this year I want to lose weight. Perhaps in the middle of the year or next 2023, I say, now, I need to focus on my career. And there is discontinuity. If you go to the gym for 4 months, there'll be some result. And if you stop, then you can't just pick up where you left. You'll again start slipping back to being a couch potato. And if you start after another 4 months, you've gone back. Whatever progress you made, regressed. So those are material goals. So determination based on material goals, what our goals are. And then there are determination based on spiritual goal. So as I told you, a spiritual goal is, or spirit is exact opposite of matter. So if you can see here, it's based on spirit. It's unidirectional, focus, just one thing, what it is. There may be different ways of doing it. Like just as if you want to lose weight, you control your diet, you could go jogging, you could go swimming. There are many ways. But it is unidirectional. The focus is there, fixed, and there is continuity. So any spiritual activity that you do, right now what you're doing is a spiritual activity. You're listening to Katha. So if you get up in the middle, some other work, urgent work calls you and you go away, the effect will remain. It may not remain in your memory, it may not, but it has made the impression, samskara, on the consciousness. And next time, when you again engage in spiritual activity, you take up from where you have left off. So much so, even after we leave our body, when the soul leaves the body and goes into another body, it has the opportunity to continue from where it left off. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 types of people who come to him or spirituality. One is someone who is in gain. He needs something. Oh God, give me a good job. Let me pass in my exam. I need a good husband or wife, whatever. Some gain. So that is the first type. The second type of a person who comes to spirituality is a person who's in distress. My child is sick, or oh, COVID is there now, my wife has COVID, what will happen? So I try everything, and when nothing works, I throw my hands up and I say, oh God, please help me. So someone who's in distress, anxiety. The third kind of a person is someone who is very curious. So such a type of a person, she'll think, why do things happen like this? Why does sun rise in the east? All these questions. So that curiosity draws the person to spirituality. And then finally is the fourth type of a person who's a self-realized soul. What does this mean? That there in this category, there are people who in their previous lives could not attain the goal for whatever reason it is. In this life, they have spontaneously taken up to spirituality. How did they spontaneously take up to spirituality? They took up spontaneously because spiritual activities are something which has continuity. It doesn't end when the life ends, when the body gets, when the body dies. The soul doesn't die, body dies. So it carries on. Like I told you, spiritual activities create samskara. They create impressions on the consciousness. Consciousness is a symptom of the soul. Consciousness is always accompanying the soul. You cannot separate consciousness and soul. Prabhupada said the presence of consciousness, the symptom of consciousness indicates the presence of a soul. So what's the difference between a dead body and a living body? A living body is conscious. A dead body has the same chemical composition, everything, but it's inert, it's matter. So this is where that continuity comes in. So these are the types of determination based on goals. And now what are the personalities? There are 3 types of personalities which we just read in the text. One is a person in the mode of ignorance. Now please understand, ignorance is not, you could be a PhD, you could be a double PhD and still an ignorant person. Degrees is not what makes a person educated. Behavior, and behavior is transformation. What transformation has it had? So ignorance, in ignorance, the person is said to be dreaming. Dreaming is used as metaphorically as someone who is sleeping. And we see that many of us would like to sleep. Saturday, Sundays, I work so hard. Then Saturday is the day, bus, enjoy, relax, dream. Every day I get up at 4:35, whatever is that time we get up at. Then we say that, now is Saturday, I need a break. And I'll sleep till 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever it is. So dreaming, that's sleeping. Then other is, I want to be an Ishvara. I want to be in control. irony is, I want to be in control of others and other thing, not myself. I want to control. Now, this is characterized by fear, illusion. Illusion is basically accepting something which is not real as real. Very quick example is mirage in a desert. It shows that there's water in the distance, but there's no water. We understand through science that it is just that refraction of light and how light is playing games with us. We think it's water, but it doesn't mean water is not there. Water is real, but that appearance of water, we take it as real. And then sadness. So fear, sadness, illusion is a function, is the result of ignorance. So there are people who are in this category. People means me. And all of us have had this experience of fear, sadness, lamentation, illusion. All of us want to control. We want to control what our child is doing. And we say that, yes, it is for the good. The child is good. So much so that we make the child into mini me. Oh, I can't play sports properly. Now my child will be a champion. And then I'll drive that child to do what I want. So that is that lording over it. The next is passion. Passion is, people who are wanting something. Usko kuch chahiye, hasil karne ke. It can either be based on religiosity, this karma kanda and all that. Do puja. When I used to live in Bombay, I was raised in Mumbai now. So there is a very famous temple of Lord Ganesha, Siddhivinayak. And there is this legend that whatever you ask from Siddhivinayak, you have to do certain number of days, you have to go and visit him. Tuesday is the day of Ganesha. So you go, and there's a huge crowd on Tuesdays, huge. And I also noticed a nice little racket. Usually when you go, you make an offering of a coconut, and there is also Mahaprasad. He likes modak. It's like a peda. Lord Ganesha likes modak. So devotees take it and offer it.
I thought it was Arya.
There's no time to do.
No Arya. Dudu Pirano? Dudu Pirano?
Alkaben is talking to a child, and the child is replying so sweetly.
Sorry.
It's okay, perfectly okay. And it's nice that a child is in this forum. Good samskaras. Even he may not understand it, but that sound vibration is creating impressions on his consciousness.
Thank you, Anil.
Hare Krishna. So, is this Palka from Mahim?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm a full sister, yeah. Hi,
Krishna.
Anil.
Hare Krishna. Palka is
Hare
my
Krishna.
dear childhood friend. I don't know, 50 years back. Thank you for joining, Palka. So, there is this sense gratification. So people go to Siddhivinayak. And there was this racket I was talking about, that there are many of these shops. You buy it from there. You go and offer it to Bhagwan, to Lord Ganesha. And after it has been offered, the Pandit, takes a little bit of that prasad and gives it to you for you to distribute it at home. And the remaining is then circled back to the shopkeepers. So it is like second hand. When I go and offer something to Lord Ganesha, it has already been offered. So that is kind of, anyway. But people come there with a lot of devotion, and they have this determination that if I do 7 Ganeshas, Siddhivinayak, some number is there, I forget, or 9 Navinas, St. Michael's Church in Mahim, very famous. If you do 9 Navinas on Wednesdays, if you go, whatever you ask for will be fulfilled. So no matter rain or whatever flooding, people will go for Navina. Then people have saw that they started walking. Someone put a thing that if you go walking, people usually take a bus, taxi, car, whatever, and go there. But if you go walking from your residence, that is very pleasing to Ganesha because you have taken this austerity. And people come walking all the way from Andheri, Borivali, Kandivali, Thane, where not, like miles. So all night they go walking on Monday night, and Monday morning or Tuesday morning they reach Ganesha. What is that fruitive result? Based on religiosity and sense gratification. So this religiosity has a little bit of a warning, because whatever the Pandit tells, we just accept it. Where has it written in any Shastra, or has it been validated by anybody else, that if you go walking, and that too, then someone said you should go walking barefoot. Okay, then people started walking. You have to go barefoot. What next? What next is after barefoot? Do you go crawling on your stomach? So with fruitive results, whether it is a religiosity or sense gratification, it can become even absurd, because we just blindly follow. Kidhar suna, 10 log ne bola, so let me do it. Then we have the mode of goodness. So there are these three modes: ignorance, passion, goodness. What is goodness? Goodness is something which will be unbreakable. It is steadfast. It can control my mind. When I say life, it controls my lifestyle and whatever is my actions related to that. When I'm doing this, it is considered to be in the mode of goodness. So here you have at the base level is ignorance, a personality, passion, goodness. Now the thing is, nobody is fully ignorant or fully good. We have a mixture, a combination of all this. And when we are trying to be determined, we should have this knowledge that I have to get into the mode of goodness. So there is different percentages of this ignorance, passion, goodness. Incidentally, blue, red, and yellow are the colors which signify ignorance, passion, and goodness. Just as a traffic light, you see, red means stop, yellow means be ready, green means go. So colors tell us something. Colors have a visual communication is colors. You know, Krishna is the color of the dark rain cloud, a bluish gray, right, rain cloud, with the complexion of when a lightning, you see a lightning in a dark blue, Shama Sundar. So when we used to do Sunday school several years ago, a kid asked, why is Krishna blue? Now we as adults see Krishna blue and you do namaskar and Krishna is blue. But tell me honestly, have you ever seen another person in your life who's blue color, the color of dark gray cloud? But we just accept it. Blindly we have accepted it. My father used to bow to Krishna, so when I'm bowing to Krishna, I'm a Hindu, so that's why I should bow to Krishna. So this little child, maybe 4 years or 5 years, he asked, why is Krishna blue? No answer. Years of studying the Shastra and practicing, no answer. So I asked Romapad Swami Maharaj, why is Krishna blue? So Romapad Swami Maharaj gave the answer, Krishna is blue because Krishna is known as the Akhil Rasa Rasamrita Sindhu, meaning to say that Krishna is the reservoir of all relationships. We have relationship with our child, with our spouse, with our friend, with our sibling, with our parent, with our uncles, with our aunties. There are so many relations with our neighbor. We have relationships with people whom we hate, our enemies. There are so many relations that are there. And each of this relation is signified by a color. Color is like a flavor. Look at it as a flavor. There's some spicy, there's some sweet, there's some sour, there's some pungent, whatever it is. So there is this color, the whole spectrum of color. So a relationship that is based on passion is red. Red, when we see the color red, it creates an impression in our consciousness. So all these colors, now when the amalgamation of all these colors, now we have these relationships, and those relationships are finite. Because they're finite, our capacity and capabilities are finite. It's imperfect. But Krishna, the definition of God is he's infinite and he's all perfect. So when all these colors are amalgamated, that comes to the color of Sham Sundar. That's how it is. How to be determined? How can I be determined? Is what are the prerequisites? Like if some of us who have gone to college would see that if you take a course, this is the prerequisite that you need. Correct? What are the prerequisites to be determined? First is knowledge. Without knowledge, what are you determined for? This is self-explanatory. Then in knowledge, the basic knowledge is we need two types. Who am I? And what is my purpose? Now, this may seem, someone will say, what do you mean, who am I? I'm 50, 60, 20, 10, 15, 20, whatever age I've lived. You're telling me I don't know who I am? Yes, I'm telling. I didn't know who I am. I'm still trying to find out who I am. I have a path, but I need to get that realization who I am. All of us identify with this body. The name at birth my parents gave me was Anil Shabad. My grandfather named me Anil. Shabad is the last name, the family name. But am I Anil Shabad? Anil Shabad at birth looks completely different than what Anil Shabad looks now. The body is changing, but that I still remain. The memories I have, my earliest memories as a maybe 1.5 or 2-year-old, that is as fresh as a person who's right now here in this 58-year-old body. Who is that I? When I say my hand, who's that my? My denotes ownership. Who's the owner? Is it the body? Who's the owner? Then I would say I hand, I ear. No. Who am I? We need to understand this. Who am I? Now, intellectually, we can understand from the Shastras, I am not the body, I am the soul. But more important is realization. If I realize that I'm not the body, I'm the soul, then automatically my thoughts, words, and deeds get channeled to how would a soul behave and act. I would do things which are soul confinement, soul compliant. Then what is my purpose? That's very important. So when we talk about knowledge, these two things are very important. Who I am and what is my purpose? Once I get this, then I need to put it in practice. In absence of practice, knowledge is just mental information which is cluttering the mind. It will be forgotten. How many of us remember Battle of Panipat that we learned in history to pass exams? I don't know, 6th or 7th standard. 1847? I don't know. Someone may know. Someone may have a stronger memory. Someone has a weaker memory. But until and unless the knowledge that we acquire, we don't put it into practice, it can be forgotten. So, for example, I can tell a child how to ride a bicycle. You have to do this, you have to pedal, you have to hold the handle, you have to apply brakes, all theoretical knowledge I can give the child. But until and unless that child doesn't sit on the bicycle and pedals for herself, how will she know what is cycling? And once she pedals for herself, she falls, she gets up, she learns, her father or mother is holding from behind, giving support. Then she can take off on her own. And doesn't matter. Last she rode a cycle was 50 years ago. And as an old lady, when she comes and sits on the cycle, she won't forget it. It will just come spontaneously. So that is practice. So what is this practice? Practice requires discipline and it requires perseverance. Discipline means not just on able, doable if able. I'll go to the gym when I'm feeling nicely motivated. I had a friend of mine. He told me, I like to talk to you only when I'm in a cool mood, when there's no tension, like a lot of tension in work and all that. So I like to talk to you only when I'm in a good frame of mind. You know, when I'm disturbed, I don't like to talk. So initially I felt a little offended. But then I looked at it and I said that, oh, you know, this person thinks so much about me. He doesn't want to dump his frustrations and his whatever he's going on me. That's much he values my friendship. But doable if able is people without any discipline. There may be a momentary inspiration, there may be a momentary motivation, but it requires discipline. And we all have been disciplined. We have been disciplined by our parents. As children, we didn't know better. We used to wear diaper because we used to soil, go for nature's call anytime, anywhere. But our parents taught us, our mother taught us, this is the proper way, you know, to answer nature's call. So there's a time, place, circumstance that we go. If you need to answer nature's call, you go to the restroom. You just don't do it anywhere and everywhere. Of course, it's a biological thing. It is a natural thing. But just because it's natural means you indulge in it? No. There's a time, place, proper way of doing it. So we were disciplined. When we go to school, we were disciplined by our teachers. In those days, we used to get caned if you were mischievous. And then you come home and say that teacher caned me, you would get 2 more slaps. You deserve it. What wrong were you doing? That is disciplining. So disciplining, and then we need perseverance. Perseverance is that no matter what, I will stick with this. As I told you, we need to have a goal. Now, for that goal is, always remember your goal, don't forget it. What happens is, in day-to-day living, there are so many other things which occupy our mind, and that goal gets pushed on the back burner, and finally it's taken off the stove and kept to the side. And we forget all about the goal, and then we'll justify, no, that was more important, this was more important. Yes, priorities will happen, urgencies change, but the goal should never be forgotten. I don't have to be going straight. Sometimes I may have to go left, it may go zigzag, it may go up, it may go down. Doesn't matter, but that goal, as long as I'm moving to the goal. Problem is, there are things which take us away and we forget that goal, and that's where we run all over the place. So always remember, never forget. And in fact, this is one of the fundamental basic teachings. Krishna says, always remember me, don't forget me. It's such a simple instruction. But here's how it relates to determination. And when we do this, we have focus. Focus is nothing but like, what example can I give? Like, I wear glasses. My eyesight is weak. Now, if I remove my glasses, I can see some forms, but there's no clarity. So when I wear my glasses, I have a better focus. So similarly, when I'm focused on my goal, everything that I'm doing around becomes more clear. Every activity, every thought, every deed is dovetailed to that goal. Okay. How can you do this in Sangha? If you're going for spirituality, associate with people who are on the path of spirituality. Like they say, you want to be a drunkard, hang around with drunkards. There's no special school or a degree how to be a drunkard. Automatically, you'll become a drunkard. So similarly, if spirituality, or if you want to make your body, hang around with people who are bodybuilders. Along with them, you'll get this. So this knowledge, practice, goal, the association is very important. And when your association, when your goal is spirituality, then you call it Vaishnav Sangha. Who is Vaishnav? Vaishnav is a person who's trying to develop his love for God. We think Vaishnav is something which is Hindu. No. Vaishnav is a Sanskrit term. Vaishnav is any person who's trying to develop his or her love for God. Love for God. That word, love for God. Jesus Christ was a great Vaishnava. Prophet Muhammad was a great Vaishnava. And Prophet Muhammad and Jesus Christ have been described in our scriptures. I think it's the Bhavishya Purana. They were teaching people how to become God conscious. When you become God conscious, you develop. If you're not aware of something, how can you love something that you're not aware of? So Vaishnav Sangha, that association, helps with get knowledge, put it into practice, what difficulties you have, and never lose focus of the goal. What also comes is inspiration. You know, nowadays it's become very fashionable when I open my WhatsApp, and WhatsApp, there are 10 million. It's a total distraction. You get into WhatsApp means you're sunk. And the same thing is regurgitated. So one group, you read it, in the second group, third group, fourth group, everyone is posting the same thing. You know, everyone is inspiring everybody else. So, but when we see this in spirituality, in our culture, the Hare Krishna culture, there are three personalities. Raghunath Das Goswami, very wealthy person, extremely wealthy person, wife like an angel. But he had that determination that I should be God conscious. I need to develop love of God. I need to be associating with devotees. His situation was such that he couldn't. And he was trying to get away from it, but family, well-wishers, friends were preventing. So much so they had 12 guards protecting him 24/7 कि ये कहाँ भाग ना जाए. So he went about his duties, whatever he was supposed to do, but he carried this, that no, I have to, what's my purpose? He knew who I am, what's my purpose? He was longing for that association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's Krishna himself, who appeared, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita appeared about 5,000 years ago, and then again about 500 years ago in Navadip in Bengal, West Bengal is where. So he said, I need this. Then when the opportunity came, he just left everything behind and went 12 days to Jagannath Puri, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. He walked. He was used to going in chariot and palkins and all that. He walked. He went through all the physical hardships, through the forest where there are wild beasts, snakes, no food to eat. He would get barely little milk from the goshalas that he would come along the way, 3-4 days. But no, that didn't stop him. He went. And then finally he reached Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu was so pleased with him that in spite of all these obstacles, he left everything behind, luxury, and he came. That is determination. Another example is Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Pratap Rudra was the king of Orissa. Again, king is very powerful. His word is law. He literally can do anything and everything, and nobody can tell him anything or stop him. He's the king. But he wanted to be in the association and company of Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu said, no, I don't want to be involved. I don't want any association with worldly people. Why? Because association is important. Remember, I told you, if you are a drunkard, want to be a drunkard, hang around with drunkards. If you want to be sattvic, hang around with people who are sattvic. Simple as that. So Mahaprabhu says that he was setting an example, not that he would get affected. He was setting an example for others to follow. This broke Maharaj Pratap Rudra's heart. He was willing to give everything up, his kingdom, everything. Everything. Why? Because that's his goal. And then Mahaprabhu was so pleased with him. He said, I would become a beggar. From a king, he said, I would become a beggar. Now, there's a reason why you don't associate with material. When you say king, it is a materially minded person, the person who's in the state of bodily state. Because automatically from there, the arrogance, the ignorance becomes more steep, intense. The arrogance comes up, your ego. And all these things are detrimental when you have a spiritual goal. So next is Mahaprabhu. And then Srila Prabhupada, 69 years old, he went to Sumati Morarji. And Mrs. Morarji, she says, Swami, she considered him a father. She was the owner of Sindhya steamships. She's saying, you won't make the journey. You will die. America is a cold country. It is not for a person like you. But he had his instructions of the Guru Maharaj. He used to sit outside his office and he said, I won't go from here till you give me a ticket. She tried her best to dissuade him, but he was determined. He got his ticket on the journey from Calcutta to Boston Harbor. He suffered a couple of heart attacks. He didn't lose faith. He didn't lose hope. He continued. He could have said, oh, now I have a heart attack. My body is not supporting me. Let me go back. When I land in Boston Harbor, I'll take the same ship and come back to India. He didn't do that. He came to US not knowing anyone, with just 40 rupees, which in those days was about $3 or $4 or whatever, $5. He didn't have anybody, no support, but he had that focus. His Guru Maharaj told him, you should take Krishna consciousness and get people to develop love of God. We think Krishna consciousness, love of God, is Hindu. हम Hindu हैं, वो Musalman है, वो Christian है, ये है, वो है. These are all bodily designation. Prabhupada said, I've not come here to convert people. I've come here to become a better Christian. I've come here to make you a better Muslim. It's a function of the soul to develop love for God. He stayed with hippies. And one hippie who was on an acid trip, took drugs, literally came to kill Prabhupada. He ran. He left everything behind to save his life. He ran out. Then slowly but surely what he did, he sat under a tree in Tompkins Park and did kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just these 16 words and his determination is today you have an organization which is literally on every continent, almost in every country, and hundreds and thousands, I don't know, maybe millions of followers. How did that happen? Determination. That is determined. We need this inspiration. Now, when we get these case studies, when we understand the lives of these people, what happens? It gives us some inspiration. And when I put there what they went through and where I am and what I'm going through into perspective, then it doesn't, my issues don't seem like a tsunami. It just seems like a small little trickle. So what should we do when we get these inspiration? Keep in mind, inspiration without perspiration is all faltu, means nothing. Nothing will happen. So inspiration. When you get inspired, follow, don't imitate. Follow, don't imitate. What's the difference? Is I had asked this to Jayadatta Swami Maharaj a couple of weeks ago, and he gave a very nice explanation. I asked him, Maharaj, how do we follow and not imitate? They always say, follow in the footsteps of the Acharya. How you follow and not imitate? He says, imitation is based on the form, the body. So, for example, there's a very famous Bollywood celebrity. He wears one bracelet with a blue color stone, you know, and like he's a big bodybuilder and very popular, one of the top celebrities. Now you see a lot of these people, they also, guys, they wear these chains because they want to look like this person. They think that, हाँ उसने वैसा डाला, मैं भी डालेगा तो मैं भी वैसा बनेगा. No, I mean, just wearing a chain doesn't make you what he has. So we follow the form. And that imitation is basically for ourselves, where, I want to do. That's what it is. When you follow, is you follow the instruction, you follow the essence of what that person has done. That means follow. So when we get inspired, we have to follow the essence and not so much as the form. The form is meant to inspire so that you can follow the essence. But let's not get stuck. So, okay, if my Guru Maharaj laughs in a particular way, with his shoulders, doesn't mean even I have to laugh like that. The essence is his instructions. Follow the instructions, what he has said. What does he stress on? What is it? He's stressing on humility. He's stressing on forgiveness. He's stressing on how to get along. He's stressing on how to be self-introspect. Don't find faults in others, find faults in yourself. These are the instructions. I could even wear a orange lungi and become a sannyasi and hold a danda. Does it mean I'm a sannyas? Sannyas is a state of mind. You could be a grasti, you could be a student. It's renounced. Renounce what? You've renounced everything which is bodily related. But it doesn't mean that you just sit in a jungle and do Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. No. Yukta Vairagya principle, whatever there is, use it in the service of Krishna. We're running a little over time. I'll finish this. This is my last slide. So here is Loknath Swami. Loknath Swami has said the world follows, just do it. There is this popular athletic brand, Nike, just do it. Just do it. Karo. And that's why there is high living and no thinking. What the Shastra tell us, simple living, high thinking. But when you just do it, there's high living, no thinking. Herd mentality, just follow. Today I have a Honda, tomorrow I want a BMW. I get a BMW, then I want a Maybach. When I get a Maybach, then I want a McFarlane. It never ends. Just do it. And I'll do everything to get it. But no thinking, Arey, what is the purpose of that car? The purpose of the car is to get me from point A to point B. But I need a status so that everybody will think I'm a lord. That is ignorance, if you remember that slide. He has arrived. The fact that the car took you from point A to point B and you arrived at point B is not important, but my ego should arrive. And everyone should know that, ye BMW chalata hai, ye Mercedes chalata hai. Okay. So some of the instructions of my Guru Maharaj that we could meditate on, every moment diversions are put, sometimes temptation, envy, pride. Why does this happen? Why do all these distractions come in my mind? They come in because they create opportunities to divert from Krishna. Maya is arranging all this. Krishna is testing us. It's a test. How serious are you to engage in your spiritual activities? It's a test. How serious are you? And when that test comes, all you have to do is sincere. You don't even have to succeed. Just that sincerity, main karega. Just that sincerity he will provide. And he promises in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever my devotee has, I preserve. Whatever he lacks, I provide. But we don't have faith in God. We don't have faith in God. I'll try to protect everything that I can. How much will we protect at the time of death? Everything is taken away. How much can you protect? Even during a lifetime, how much can you protect yourself from Omicron? No matter what precautions you take, it's only a matter of time. If you look at statistically speaking, what protection can you offer yourself and others? So if we are just sincere, that whenever these obstacle comes, I will persevere. That shows our level of seriousness. Okay? My Guru Maharaj says distractions come, but distractions are our best friends. Because if we remain determined, if we persevere, that pleases Krishna, that we are trying our best. Krishna doesn't look at results. God doesn't look at results. We are imperfect. But as long as you're following that perfect process and you're on it, he appreciates it. Like a child, just look at a child when it's learning to talk. The child speaks in Totla. You know what is Totla in English? Totla. He speaks like all broken. The father doesn't say, "Arey, kya bewkoof hai? Aise thodi bolte hain na ye." It pleases the father so much that the child is making an attempt to talk. And by making these attempt, finally the child starts speaking fluently. The father encourages him. So similarly, when we have all these obstacles and we persevere, that pleases him. He's like a father. And then he gives the determination and the mercy every time we go through a difficult situation. Understand this, whenever a Vaishnav gives you an instruction or a seva, when you follow it, automatically the empowerment comes to do it. Now, this may seem like magic, or it may seem that this is just things to say. But when you actually experience it, you know. I'll share my experience, which happened last night. Krishna Namanand Prabhu called me. He says, "Prabhu, can you do the class?" My first reaction was no. Why? Because Sabita and Rohil both have COVID. Of course, they have come over it, but they're still in that quarantine phase. So I have to do both office work, housework. Housework never ends. Believe me, all Prabhus, with your Matajis, please go and offer your folded hands and be grateful and appreciative. We go to office 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 or whatever. We may work like a dog 9 to 10 also. But it's over. We get weekend. Housework never ends. Never ends, 24/7 and thankless. We go to office, we do our work, we say, humko bhi promotion mangta hai, I want my increment. But mostly Matajis or people who are homemakers. There are some Prabhus also who are homemakers. Thankless, just taken for granted. Just taken for granted. So because I had this situation, I was saying, and when I give a class, I like to prepare, I like to do research, I like to listen to lectures, and then based on whatever I've learned, I share that. So I said, "Prabhu, this is what." He says, "No problem, But then I was feeling uneasy that, there's an opportunity to do seva and you're stepping behind from it. So Krishna Nam was very gracious. He says, "Prabhu, don't worry. Just tell me if you can't do it, it's perfectly all right. I'll arrange for another speaker." So I told him what my problem is. I said, my problem is both of my dear ones are a little down. And I spend a lot of time doing research. Do you have any material which will help me go past that? So he says, "Yes, of course." And immediately he sent me a couple of links. I wasn't able to go to those links because they were long lectures, about an hour or more, like that. I listened to bits and pieces of it. And then my Guru Maharaja's lecture series, I went to that. And then that one it was a little condensed one, which from the basis of which I prepared this, I went to Gauranga Priya's note. Now from here, I looked at it as empowerment. Krishna Nam Prabhu empowered me. He empowered me. But what I did, I just tried to do my best. I don't know if this has been productive for you or any meaningful, but this is how it works. It literally, things happen like magic. You just have to do it. So if you are in the ICNJ congregation, approach Krishna Nam and ask Prabhu, Prabhu, what is it I can do? You may say, oh, no, Saturday, Sunday, so busy. I have to do laundry, I have to go grocery, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to take the car to the mechanic. As it is, I'm working so hard in the office, this, that. It will never end. We all have been there, done that. But believe me, in spite of all that, all you need to have is a little attitude and ask him, what can I do? He'll give you 100 sevas that you can do. Now, it's not that Krishna Nam is sitting on a pedestal. He himself does it. I've seen him. He himself does it. So every seva that he tells somebody, he himself does it. Whether someone is there or not there, he himself, the entire temple is falling on the shoulders of 3-4 people. We come there and do Aarti Puja, feels nice, good, prasad kha ke ghar gaya. So ask him, and believe me, that brings about transformation, that seva, that action, that activity. Okay? Finally, if distractions didn't come, we would not have the opportunity to express our desires to serve Krishna. Distractions will come. It will come. That's the nature of things. Maya, she puts this before us. Determination to serve Guru's instruction attracts Krishna's mercy, and he provides all the power to obstacle. So I look at Krishna Nam in yesterday's incidents just as a conduit. The instruction was, Guru Maharaj gave us, always be serving. Krishna Nam provided, Prabhu provided that opportunity. And he's not a magician. He's following his Guru Maharaj. And through the parampara, that Krishna's mercy comes through the parampara. And it enables the thing. And this is a very sweet one, Loknath Swami Maharaj. It requires tons of faith and determination to derive benefit from chanting. The last analogy I'll give, and we'll bring it to a close. I'm already running over time. Sorry. Just look at it as Krishna is your greatest fan. People may abandon you. Relatives may abandon you. Your body will abandon you one day. Krishna never abandons you. He's your fan. He's your total fan. No one can be a better fan of you than Krishna. And just look at it as, when we were small, our children went to play soccer. We used to sit on the sideline. And our sons and daughters are on the field. All little kids running around here and there with the ball. And how much we're cheering them. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Now we know this entire thing about japa is you have to concentrate while saying your japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is what you have to do. If you just can do this, all perfection is reached, all knowledge. You don't have to study Shastra, nothing. You'll become a perfect specimen of a human being. It's as simple as that. But in practice, when you sit for japa, you'll start off Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then I say, oh, I have to get to work. The mind is now talking to you. I have to Hare Krishna, Krishna. We start pacing it out. Then so many things come in the mind. Oh, I have to pay my bill. Oh, I have to send this report. Oh, I have a meeting over here. What will I say in that meeting? All these things the mind starts talking to you. And that japa becomes just gibberish. But then I have taken Diksha, so I've taken a vow, I have to do 16 rounds. So when my 16 rounds somehow or the other get over, I put the beat down, I get a sense of relief. One thing got over. Hare, I was able to follow. Okay, you're at least doing that. So look at it, Krishna is your fan. And if you're a soccer player, and look at it as when you are determined, you're dribbling through all the obstacles that Maya is putting you forward. So she'll put some kind of a thought, you go past it. Another thought comes, again you dribble. You'll see the other person coming, Maya's team, coming to take the ball away from you. What is the ball? The ball is the goal. Your goal, you have a goal in mind. So you're running towards, to shoot a goal. And every time you're able to dribble, Krishna is cheering from the sideline. Yay, go, Amritananda, go. But then what happens? Amritananda stops and he looks around at his teammates. Your teammates may be other devotional service. Oh, I have to make bhoga for Krishna. Oh, I'll have to go and do Abhishek now, it's coming. What dress will they wear? Oh, I have to. So you're thinking about devotional service only. It's just like you're thinking at all your teammates. Whom will I pass the ball to? In the meantime, Maya has come and taken the ball and gone away. And Krishna is shouting from there, "Arey, he's coming, he's coming. Look, look, look." But we don't. We shut off because we can't hear Krishna. Krishna is our conscience. Our conscience is talking to us. But we don't hear. We shut it off. I'm busy looking around. So yes, it is necessary. Those acts of devotional service is also necessary. But when you're doing japa, focus on japa. And when you score the goal, that's what makes Krishna happy. And even if you don't score the goal, if Maya trips you and plays foul, and you trip and you lose control of the ball, the important thing is to get up and run for that ball again. So that is that determination. So if a simple words, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Say it properly. Don't be in a rush. Be determined to do this perfectly. Then life becomes perfect. And of course, you need faith that by just saying this, it will happen. Okay. So thank you very much. I'm sorry, I went a little bit over time. I don't know if we'll have time for question answers, but these are a few links Krishna Namanand Prabhu sent me of Gaur Govind Swami, Vaisesika Prabhu, and Chaitanya Charan Prabhu on determination from a Vedic perspective. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Amritananda. Very, very nice class. Summing it up with three things. I think Tandera Charana, Bhaksavas. So serving the devotees. So Prabhupada quotes this again and again. Das Thakur, how Narottam Das Thakur served menial Loknath Goswami. So that is the first thing, that service brings purification, service gives determination, that responsibility and service is it can take us back to Godhead. And then hearing with rapt attention. So that's hearing. Then association of devotees, those who have fixed up faith, associating with them. Sadhu Sangha Satavrute. So these are the three things which we can take as a snippet from the today's class, and then try to follow it. And that will help us. Anyone has other reflection? Okay, Satyabhama Mata, go ahead. Question or comment? Go ahead. Mataji, your hand, you raised the hand. You have something to say or by mistake?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, no, not by mistake. Wanted to say something. Thank you so much, Amritananda Prabhuji, for a wonderful class, as usual. Like every day we are relishing the nectar from you, like in our Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam class. So thank you so much. Just wanted to share, like you mentioned so nicely, all this determination, inspiration, and then regulation, all these things. I really like it, Prabhuji. And like we were getting distracted by someone, like little boy. So really like that attitude, how you handle the situation. Otherwise we get an agitation if somebody is disturbing us in the class or wherever. But by this hearing scripture and all that, we are getting so much from our parampara. So we are implementing on our life. So it's really nice. Only hearing is not working, but when we implement on our day-to-day life, that situation, whatever we are hearing, listening from our Vaishnava, senior Vaishnavas or from our association. So I really appreciate Prabhuji. So we should go. We should get that. Everybody should have that attitude to handle.
I'll just say two things in this, Mataji. That child probably is the grandson of my childhood friend. I must have been his age probably when I know Palka. And she's like my sister. And we've grown up together. We've grown up together. We've played together. We've fought. And I'm so happy to see her over here. And I just put Guru Maharaj's instructions as, we hear Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying, when the faults in others So if you see something which is going wrong, always look for the good in people. And the great thing is Palka is sitting with her grandchild.
Yeah, that's
And that
great.
grandchild
Yeah.
may not understand anything. So that is the good thing. Now, if the child's disturbance and I say, oh, I'm giving a lecture and this is what is happening and this, that and all that is, yes, it is, you should follow a certain, but she's not doing it intentionally.
Yeah.
Maybe accidentally the thing went out. So this is how we need to be a little thoughtful. And the second thing is mercy. We always hear, we just spoke about mercy comes from Krishna through the Guru Parampara, and it came through Krishnanand Prabhu to empower that today I could speak a few words on this topic. So mercy, what is mercy? So mercy always comes from that. And I had a realization, I had gone to a store fully masked up with a cap, the winter cap, gloves, and you could only see my eyes. Means my spectacles. You know how it is. It's cold over here. You go there.
Yeah.
So that Mataji, the lady behind the counter, she automatically gave me senior citizen discount. I'm 4 years away from senior citizen. 62 is senior citizen. I'm 58. She automatically gave me because I look like a Buddha. Okay. So I don't deserve it. If you look at it technically, I don't deserve that discount. Whatever, a few, some cents or some whatever senior citizen discount. I don't deserve it. But she saw and she said, ye bichara Buddha dikhte. She didn't ask, show me your driver's license or something like this. Same way, Krishna. Krishna doesn't look at a qualification. Oh, are you doing it properly? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? He doesn't look at properly. He just gives. He just gives. All you need is that intention and the sincerity to do it.
Very true.
That's what Krishna does, mercy. And like this, whatever we read, whatever we hear, whatever knowledge we get in our day-to-day lives, there are millions of opportunities where we can connect. And that connection happens if we just focus a little bit. Automatically these things happen. Thank you so much for your comment.
And one thing again I want to share, like we have such a nice congregation and association. See, I didn't go to India like 7 years. I didn't meet my relatives, but Krishna gave me such a wonderful devotees like Madhupati Prabhuji, Krishna Naman Prabhuji. You are recently like since 2 years, right? But Jai Prakash Prabhuji, Dattatreya Prabhuji, I learned so much, and when I really need, they just help me without any condition. And just so if I don't go to temple 1 week, I feel like, oh my God, so many years I didn't meet them, right? But my relatives, I didn't meet them. Blood relation is there. But see how this Krishna consciousness is making us. Maybe हमारा जन्म मतलब कब से हम जन्म जन्म के हैं ऐसा लगता है, like came from him only, right? So I just wanted to thank you everyone who helped me, and I really thank to Krishna and our dear A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We got such a wonderful association every day, so much nectar and everything. I can't express also my emotions. Thank you so much, everyone, and Happy New Year to you.
All glories to Prabhupada. Happy New Year. Very
Thank
good. If
you.
anyone else has a question or some reflection, would like to share something, please do so, or we can bring the program to a close.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. No other questions, I think, at least.
Thank you, Prabhu, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
All glories to Srila
We'll do
Prabhupada.
quick announcements and then we'll wrap up. So January 13th, next important dates, events to be noted. January 13th is Putradaya Ekadasi, is also called Vaikuntha Ekadasi. So very important Ekadasi, that is. Then also Sri Krishna Pushya Abhishek, January 17th, Monday. Obviously, I think we'll let you know, mostly it will be virtual, I guess, as the things going on outside. That is January 17th, Monday. And then January 20th, Thursday is Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami appearance. Very important day. Again, one of the 6 Goswamis, Radha Raman temple. Then, those are the quick announcements. Today's program evening class will be regular 6:30 to 7:30 virtually on evening Zoom. We'll post that link also. So please try to join. And Govindas is on. Yesterday we had wonderful Lord Jagannath Thali Mahaprasadam yesterday. So many devotees took part. We thank the whole Govindas team and the team who cooked and served and distributed. So big haribol to all of them. So anybody would like to contact or add to the Govindas group, please send a message so we can add you to the Govindas group. No one has any questions. And darshan is open. Temple darshan is open all day, Sunday, especially Saturday, Sunday. So you can take, but make sure mask is on all the time in the temple. So and follow social distance. Don't take it lightly. I have vaccine or booster, doesn't matter. Even despite all of that, we are getting it. So thank you. We'll conclude with Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya. Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya.
Vaishnav ki jai.